All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Go with the Flow. This will be probably the second to last. Well, I'm your host, Folarin Okulaja. Let me start there first of all. This will probably be the second to last episode of the year. I'm going to do a 2023 year in review episode that, if I'm good about timing, will come out in 2 weeks or 2 Mondays from whenever this episode comes out. But another special guest in the building who was your episode maybe number five or six
of season
one, when back then I used to record, and if anyone is actually watching the video, first few episodes I recorded on my phone. That was with Jaylani, Nadia, and Max. For your episode, I got a podcast mic by then, but we were just sitting in your dorm room and a table. We were both on the other side of it, and that's just how we recorded. And now we have evolved. The evolution continues. Now we're in an official studio, and excited to have you on for this, later stage of Go with the Flow. But I have my friend Gaby Hamburger on the show with me. Welcome to the show, Gaby.
Thank you. You've grown so much.
Thank you.
I was actually thinking about it, how last time we were literally at like my folding table in a gross dorm.
And it's funny because that was COVID semester of
2021.
College. So Gaby and I, how do we know each other, Gaby? You go.
Well, it was the first day of college.
Literally first day of college.
And easy there. And then we were in the same Z group. We lived
What
on
is
the
a
same...
Z group? You can't assume
sorry,
that everyone who's
I
listening doesn't know anything about either of us or where we went to school or anything.
I forget Princeton has weird like names for things, but we were in the same hall basically. And I feel like it was like the first day where we started playing the game of like, oh, do you know this person? And we had like a mutual friend.
Shout out Keith Register, who I saw two weeks ago.
Oh, how's he doing?
He's doing well. I had my 5th year high school reunion, which I'll actually get into in like 5 minutes, but finished in our intro first.
I feel like we became really close friends like immediately.
Yeah.
And then 4 years of college together. You followed me to my first job.
I did indeed. And then you left me.
And then I left you. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty crazy that you have a best friend that, like, you're in college together and then you also get to work together a little bit and see each other.
Yeah, that was fun. When we would just, show up in the gym, you would be in there. Going in the elevators, you would be in there. But enough about work. That's as much work talk as we're going to do for the entire episode. But, so we met literally first day of college, basically.
Yeah.
The first episode we recorded was our COVID semester. That was junior spring, when basically everyone on campus, things were still really strict. You couldn't have any roommates. You weren't allowed to, you could have roommates, but you weren't allowed to have people who weren't your roommates visit your room, all these different things. I might have broken the rules by coming to even record in your room.
You could have like one person.
You could have one person. But that was just a very strict semester where people were getting kicked off campus for the most random things. We obviously were all breaking the rules, but like...
I was going to say, I feel like we had fun.
Oh, 100%. And I've like, what are they going to do about it? 4 years and take my degree away? No. We broke the COVID rules, the social contract. But again, everyone was safe, and it is what it is. So speaking of which, first episode a few years ago. Oh, Thanksgiving. That's what I want to get into. So I had my 5th year high school reunions. Is that something?
We don't do a high school reunion.
Interesting.
Which I think would be fun.
It would be fun. I think if someone organized it, it could be made more official.
I would have gone for sure. I mean, we do the typical, like, the Wednesday night before. My dad's calling me. Sorry, Dad, I'm busy.
Oh, my God, yeah. We're doing something more important here. Shout out the Hamburgers. I love your family.
Yeah, we love them.
But no, okay, same here. Wednesday night beforehand, we all went to... So I grew up around the Princeton area, and so we all went to A&B, which was our college bar. But the funniest part is, that is A&B's Super Bowl. It's the one day a year where they literally charge a cover... They have a line around the door.
A cover at A&B?
Exactly.
Unheard of.
It's the most disrespectful thing, but it's the one night because everyone's back from college or from wherever, they can actually do that, and they have a pretty solid attendance. So it was just very interesting being there when 364 days out of the year, it's always so empty. And then the one night a year where they actually, like, the bouncers are yelling at people, the bartenders are getting all, like, doing whatever. So
they're on a little power trip.
But went to my 5th year high school reunion. And
was there anyone that you were scared to see?
No.
No exes?
Scared? No.
I don't know.
No exes. One ex was the grade below me. The other is in my year, and I've seen her since. So, like, no. Knowing that I was...
What?
Okay. as I was saying, no one that I was scared to see. So the thing about Gabby and I, that reaction,
Yeah, sorry.
she's my good friend. She knows everything. We know everything about each other. So she knows.
I might have known an answer before I asked that question.
She's gonna know more than I'm going to be sharing,
Yeah.
and that's just what it is.
Okay, high school reunion, back to it.
But I was glad that I went. There were over 100 people there. It was interesting seeing what everyone was up to. Some people married, some people engaged. Married. Yes, I know. Well, we have a friend that's married, so that's not
true.
We literally went to the wedding together. So that's not that crazy. But yeah, it was just very, very interesting to see how people were in such different stages of their lives. And it had me thinking.
Any children yet?
No children. Well, there was a girl who was pregnant at graduation.
Okay.
So that child is definitely there. And we were talking about like that kid is like 5-6 years old, which is kind of insane. But had me thinking just how it is so interesting how even whether it's high school, when you graduate, everyone's at the same level, but then people just, I don't want to say, everyone starts doing their own things and running their own races. And some, I'm not going to say further along or not as far along because, again, it's all a marathon.
Yeah.
And just because you're doing something 5 years out doesn't mean in 15, 20 years you're still going to be doing whatever. But it's just interesting to see what that separation has looked like. And then it has me even thinking about like Princeton, where we all graduate, we're all at the same point. But then
a year in, you start seeing the
differences. A year in, you see some people are already crushing at their jobs. Some people have moved jobs, not for better or for worse, they just have.
Yeah.
It's just so interesting to see what that spread has been like. So I'm glad I went. I say all that to say, glad I went. If you have a high school reunion, you should definitely go.
Well, you still hang out with a lot of your high school friends.
Not a lot, a handful. Yeah, like one of our best friends, David. Yeah, we still hang out with.
Shout out David.
Shout out to David.
We got to his shout out quick.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
He just always comes up with us.
He's just exactly one of the best. But this is one of the things I want to talk about is friendship more generally. And we've now lived in New York for just over a year and a half. And that time that you've been in New York, how would you say the friendships that you had from college have evolved, and how have you done it? How have you done with keeping up with people?
It's a big one. I think in general, my like idea of friendship has changed a lot. Like in college, it's just so easy to be a part of a big group and like you just run into people all the time and it's easy to keep in touch. You have lunch with like at your eating club for 200 people. Like it's just easy. Once you get to New York, and I think like my first couple months, I still tried to like keep in touch with those people that you're just like kind of friends with. And it was just a lot of effort. And like, I don't know. I just feel like naturally your circle gets smaller. Like we only have 1 or 2 days on the weekend to really see people, and like you got to be more selective on who you want to spend your time with. And so I feel like I've gotten closer with my like best friends, but I think like kind of like those fringe friends have kind of, you know, and it's nothing like bad happened. It's just like you grow apart and like you're both busy, and I think that's fine. I think like coming to terms with that after like a couple months in the city was hard. But I will say 2 of my best friends are in San Francisco.
Shout them out. Who are they?
Ethan.
Shout out Ethan.
I love Ethan. Which he actually, I know, like Thanksgiving was just him and his family spent Thanksgiving with us, which was really nice. And then one of my best friends from high school, Elon, is in San Francisco.
Shout out Elon.
I forgot you. I always forget that.
Everyone's met.
Yeah, I forgot.
Gabby and I, we went to Park City. I went skiing for the first time ever in
You did
March.
so well.
As part of our 2023 year in review. I think I did well. They were very mean. They made fun of me. They took videos of me that I was unhappy with.
We were not making fun of you.
Yes, people were making fun of me. But
I might have submitted one of those videos to Jerry of the Day, which is like a fails ski and
there you go.
Instagram account.
Exactly.
They didn't post it.
Okay, fair. But whatever.
It was bad quality.
Fun. Skiing in general, I think I've already spoken about on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's not going to be my go-to thing. Love it for you.
Park City was fun, though.
That was fun. I was about to say, if you ever invite me back out there, I will 100%.
Come.
But I don't know how much time I'll be spending.
That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
You can do like après ski vibes.
That's just like drinking at the mountain.
Yeah. It's like a fancy word for drinking.
Okay, yeah. So that will do. But okay, so yes, the time that we've had in New York City, I think basically what you've the biggest thing that I've had to think about is just you need to be way more intentional with your time, because again, a lot of us work jobs where during the weeks it's not as feasible to see people. You can do it, but it's not the most ideal.
Save dates for the week.
Yeah, low-key, yeah, you go on dates. Well, yeah, back in the day, yeah, it was a lot of dates during the week, or not a lot, but just you do that during the week,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
on the weekends you want to hang out with your friends and see your friends,
Yeah.
and you have what? Friday night, Saturday during the day, Saturday night, Sunday,
Sunday
kind of, if you don't work
I
a
like a
job.
reset day, or like you work on Sunday
Exactly.
sometimes.
So that's really 3 time slots to see people, whereas in college it was literally all day. Every day.
Intentional is a good word.
And so you just have to be more intentional about it. And I mean, it's still possible to see a lot of people and do a ton,
But
but
it's
it
exhausting.
is exhausting, but
Yeah.
it does become a lot more quality over quantity.
For sure.
And I mean, you need to know who your friends are to realize, like, there's some of my, speaking back to high school, like I have this one friend, Luke, where him and David have been best friends forever. I don't see him a lot, maybe once every couple months, but I don't ever think just because I'm not texting him every day or seeing him every day, there's something wrong in our friendship, because we know when we see each other, it's like we've
When you get back together, it's like same old.
Exactly. And so I think that's also been another I guess realization, or something you have to adjust to, is that the frequency you see people will be a lot less. But if they are actually truly your friend, the quality will always be there. Like Andrew Hama, I've seen him 3 times since graduation, if that, I think. Something like that. Basically not a lot, and we're still, there's never a doubt in my mind where it's like, oh my God, like, what's our friendship looking like? That type of thing.
That's more of a girl thing anyways.
Say more. Because I've heard that, wait, who, was it you I was talking about this with? No, it wasn't. What? Why is that? Because actually, no, I was having this conversation with someone else where I said exactly what I just said about me and my guy friends, and they were like, girls, we don't really operate that exact same way.
I think just girls tend to overthink more about stuff like that. Like, guys are always just so much more easygoing with their friendships. Like, even growing up, it's just like, oh, you're on a basketball team together, be best friends. Like, you're in class together and you, whatever, hang out during recess, you're best friends. Like, girls, I just feel like they always kind of, I mean, I do it. I always, like, overthink. I'm like, oh, I haven't talked to this friend in 3 weeks. Like, are they mad at me? Like, not as much anymore, but, like, I think especially, again, when, like, I first moved to New York, I was, like, trying to figure all of that out, and it was a lot harder. And I was like, oh, if I haven't talked to this person, like, what's going on? But then I think, like, I don't know, like, you're a year in and you kind of just, like, I don't know, you figure it out. But I was going to say I like New York because I feel like I've become friends with a lot of my friends. Like, there's such a culture.
You become friends with your friends?
Friends of friends.
Okay, there you go.
Friends.
Okay, you've become friends with friends of friends.
Yeah.
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 But, like, I feel like people are so open to inviting you to, like, their roommates thing or their coworkers thing, and then, I mean, David, for example, is one of my best friends who I met through you. Like, I feel like a lot of my best friends are people that I met through other people. And then you become friends with their friend group. And, like, I've just felt like it's a pretty, like, open environment in terms of meeting people.
I agree. I agree. It's definitely been that way for the first, again, year and a half. It's so funny because I think you see it in cycles where I feel like I meet so many more people over the summer.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're outside doing a lot more. And then in the winter, because it gets cold, you really only, like, hang out with your core group. I mean, even last night I went to a game night at one of my friends' places, and obviously I met new people there.
What games were you playing?
Oh my God! First of all,
like Catan?
Honestly, I'm glad this came up. So one, shout out Temmie. He'll make an appearance.
I know Temmie.
You know Temmie. He'll make an appearance on the podcast.
I think I know all your friends.
But it was, no, you don't. But that's okay. But it was one of those things where he said he was having a game night, and we were like, okay, cool. Like, everyone's gonna show up. We'll do whatever. We played this really fun game.
Is it wholesome game night?
This is where I'm going, okay? In my mind, it was wholesome. It started off very wholesome. We played this one, I hate that I'm forgetting the name of the board game, but it was actually very fun.
Monopoly.
No. It's not like an everyday game. But it was really fun. Everyone was getting really into it. My team won. Shout out to 33 Gold and Sheck. Our team won. But then it just, it just evolved. All of a sudden, someone was like, "Oh,
where's this going?"
No. I mean, let me finish. Let's play this one other game, and it's a game where you have to ask someone a question, and the person that you say their name. So if I say, "Gabby, what are you having for dinner?" You have to say someone else's name in the room and be like, "Oh, Grant, what is, like, your best friend's name?" And
you don't answer the question.
You don't answer the question unless you slip up, and if you slip up, then you have to answer the question. What I'm trying to get to.
So then it gets like.
Exactly. So in our mind, this
Okay.
was just gonna be like a wholesome little game. I was there like, Obi, like, what are you doing for lunch? She asked this girl some other question. She goes, Shek, what's your body count?
Oh.
We said, how did we get here? The way it went 0 to 500.
So did he
really-
answer?
I mean, you got to answer. I mean, he wasn't the one that got asked that. Someone else got asked that, and they were caught off guard. And
Wait, but they don't have to answer if they just.
but like some
It's gotta be
questions will
quick.
catch you off guard to the point where you're like, what the fuck? And then you have to answer it. And so what I thought would be a wholesome game night just devolved into what
What was the most
But
like
it's actually-
absurd question?
I don't even want to say it on. It's not family friendly at all.
Okay, fair,
And
fair.
So, yeah,
We'll talk
the
about it
body-
after.
Yeah, the body count one is the one that I'm happy sharing. But
PG enough.
that's PG enough. But yeah, what was supposed to be a wholesome game night. And the funniest part was, again, I knew like half the room. The other half of the room, I didn't know that well.
You got to know them.
I'm generally pretty open. Like if it's a group of our friends, like I'll say whatever. But around strangers, my first, like I don't.
Did you have to share anything?
Thankfully, no. And then we played hot seat, and then I left before it was my turn because I just.
You're like, I gotta get out of here.
I said I have a podcast. I have to wake up to record in the morning. I'm not really trying to do this right now.
Good excuse.
So that was just. It was an interesting night.
That's fun. I like game nights.
That again, another thing where I agree.
Yes, I feel like I've slowly become more interested in doing wholesome activities on the weekends. Not necessarily like I'll still like go drink, but like I want to go to a comedy show and drink.
Yeah.
Or, live music somewhere or
And drink.
yeah. or like a game night. Like
And drink. Yeah.
yeah, but
Just
like
more wholesome,
I'm just
yeah.
saying instead of just like going to a bar, like I feel like I've gotten slightly bored of that. Like it's still fun if it's like a birthday or something like that, but in general, like you can make anything boozy and it's fun.
Yeah, and even and it's so funny how I've seen this happen where it's funny that you think that I do a lot, which I guess we could talk about right now. She says no.
It's exhausting.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Gabby?
Every weekend I ask you, what are you up to? Because we text like every day,
Yeah.
best friends. Anyways, you're like, I got this. Let's say it's one night, Friday night. I'm like, what are you doing Friday night? I got a dinner. I got a game night, and then I'm going to a pregame in Brooklyn, but then I'm going to a birthday party in West Village, and then I have something in East Village. And, David and I will be like, why don't you just pick one and just go to one? You're like, but I got to go to all of them. And that just blows my mind. Like, you'll have 3 birthday parties in a night and go to all of them.
Make it to all 3. Yeah, I think one. This goes back to what we were saying about. Honestly, it might sound conflicting. This is gonna sound conflicting, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You only have so few slots during the weekend to do things.
You just cram it all.
And so while it is you aim for quality over quantity, when there are conflicts, sometimes you're not able to spend as much time in one place and then you bounce around. Although I would argue, and I'm just like contradicting myself back and forth here. I think even I'm just contradicting myself. I think even if you go to 3 places in one night, like even tonight, I'm gonna probably try to make it to 3 different things. You can go and spend 20, 30 minutes, catch up with not even that short. Maybe even you could spend at least an hour at each place, catch up with people, and then you bounce to the next thing, and then you do that again.
I think what blows my mind is you're bouncing between neighborhoods. Like so often you go to Brooklyn, then come back to Manhattan, then you go to Brooklyn, and I'm like,
I will say last night I thought I was going to go to Brooklyn, but I did not make it there. So I said I was going to go to 2 things. The game night was fun, so I ended up staying in the same place. But I mean, I think that's just a function of New York City. Yeah. There's just always things going on. Yeah. For whatever reason, there's always one in Brooklyn and one in Manhattan. And, I like to show up for people, Depends on what the type of event is. If it's a birthday, like I'll show up. If it's something where it's like...
You missed my birthday last year.
I missed your birthday because I was in Pittsburgh, and you missed my birthday because you were in Pittsburgh. So this is like a...
Okay, we're even.
Yeah, we're very much so even. But I will show up for people. I like to show up.
That's nice.
At least show
You're a
face.
reliable friend.
I like to think so. If I have a biggest pet peeve, is people who flake. I fucking hate flakers. Shout out so now I'm gonna call out the friend group or one of the friend groups. The guys who were in my frat the year below and above me. No, my year and below, we all have a group chat. I'm the planner of the group.
You're social chair.
I don't think anyone would say otherwise. We did a brunch a few months ago. I was the one who planned it. Friendsgiving. I was like, guys, let's do a Friendsgiving.
Cute.
How many likes did the message get in the chat? 12. Wow. How many guys ended up there? 5.
Ugh.
A ton canceled the day of. I was like,
Absolutely.
that's so annoying. Some people who were like, they were going to bring this.
The last minute cancellation.
That pisses me off. So I hate flickers.
You're committed.
Exactly. Which is why, like, if I, for the most part, obviously there's times when I've RSVPs or something, I don't go. But I would say 95% of the time,
it's different if it's a big thing, though. Like, if you're doing something for 12 people.
Yes. Versus a 150-person party. If I'm not there, you're not even going to notice.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves is flakers. So shout out to you all, but you're fucking flakers. Brunch Bunch is the name of our group chat. And yeah, that annoyed me.
Fair.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Fuck, what was I saying? I was going to say something else.
Before flakers.
Wholesome activities, quality over quantity, friendships, blah, 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 blah. All right, whatever. Anything friendship-wise or relationship-wise that you'd have done differently over the last, over 2023, I guess.
2023. Oof. Now we're getting into the hard questions. I feel like we started with the fun and light. Now I have to reflect on.
Yeah, that's something about go with the flow. It hits the whole spectrum. Sometimes it's deep, puts you in thought. Other times it's just stupid. But yeah, that's the question.
Things I would do differently friendship-wise.
Or would have done over the year.
I feel like I did a great job.
That's okay. If that's your answer, you don't have to.
No, I'm kidding. I think my transition again was like when I first came to New York, the first couple months, I just like tried to do too much and tried to see everyone. And like, I feel like this year I really figured it out where like, I know how much time I have on the weekend and like how much downtime I need. And I feel like I like have my friends that like I want to see and I'm good with that.
And because this is how it's been for me, where I'm at a point where, as much as it sounds like I'm going out a lot of it is not like clubs and bars. Like it's just things like last night was the game night, and I was gonna go to a housewarming but didn't make it there. I definitely have felt my lack of interest in going to the clubs and the bars and the whatever else. I feel like, not that I've done it all, because it's New York City and you can't really do it all, but unless it's something that's really bringing me out, like a friend's birthday or something. It gets repetitive, and I'm just not as into it anymore, which has been a growth and development that I liked. Because last year, this time...
We're growing up.
Yeah, this time last year was
23 years old.
Friday, 24 now. Your birthday's, you're turning 24.
Next week.
Oh, it's, next weekend. But 24
Is this going to come out as my birthday present?
No, it's coming out this Monday. It's going to come out on the 4th of December.
Oh, it's a quick turnaround.
It's a quick turnaround, yeah. Usually it's because I've been bad about recording on time, but I'm keeping to the every 2 weeks cadence, so it's going to be a quick...
Did you get me a birthday present yet?
I will work on that. Did you get me a birthday present?
No.
Okay, so I was trying, and when you asked that,
were you thinking about it?
At the same time, I was trying to think.
I helped Tama pick out your birthday present, though.
Yeah. Did you help him pick him out, or just
he texted me like asking about your ring size, and I was like, I don't know.
What's he gonna get me?
I think he was looking at some like cool rings, nothing fancy.
Oh, whoa!
But then he was like, "What's his address?" And I knew that off the top of my head.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting.
So you're welcome. I'll take 50% credit for that one.
You don't get any credit for that.
10% credit.
So then, keeping along with the same thing, with the same theme of the time that we have to spend with friends between working out. She's now fancy. She's an Equinox girl now.
I do have
she used to go to Equinox after this.
Wait, can I explain that though?
No.
I feel like people
we're just gonna have people judge you and think that you like.
My company pays for a lot of it.
Okay.
So it's worth it.
Okay.
Continue.
I just like to judge you and make it seem like you're one of those people who
I'll bring you once and then you will fall in love.
I've been to Equinox. Actually, the one I went to LA a few months back. That was my first time.
That's probably a bougie one.
I had nothing to judge it against, so in my mind, that's
but you loved it.
It was cool. I love the smoothie. I had a smoothie for the first time in my life 2 months ago, or Labor Day weekend, whenever that was.
You've never had a smoothie?
Until Labor Day weekend 2023 at the Equinox in LA. No.
Why? How have you never had? That's like such a basic food.
Yeah, but I kind of hate the consistency, or I hated past tense. And I think bananas are always such a big component of them that
you don't like bananas.
I hate bananas. No. So I feel like any smoothie I'd ever attempted to try, or my brother would make, always had a lot of bananas. And in my mind, I just wasn't feeling it. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's my smoothie history.
You.
But
anyways,
back to the question I was trying to get at. in this point in your life, where again, we're still young, we don't have any commitments outside of work really.
Yeah.
What would you say balance looks like for you, and where do you allocate your
Like
time?
ideal weekend type
Ideal-
of situation or week?
Ideal week.
Okay.
What is a balanced week for you ideally?
So I think also it's definitely changed when I switched jobs. As you know, last job was crazy hours, so basically like no socializing during the week. Now I feel like Monday through Thursday, I work however many hours I have to work. I work out, which I feel like I've like gotten in a better habit of working out. And then maybe like once during Monday through Thursday, I'll like get dinner with a friend or like go over and watch Dancing with the Stars with a couple friends, like something like that, like wholesome, but like to see someone. And then I typically only like to drink/go out one of 2 nights, Friday or Saturday. I feel like sometimes I'll do both, sometimes I'll do neither. But like ideal weekend, Friday maybe will be like dinner, something more wholesome, bed kind of early. Saturday, work out, maybe shop with friends, I don't know, do some sort of activity, and then do something Saturday night that's more like party type of vibe. And then Sunday I like to chill and watch football, and that's like a good weekend for me.
And how well would you say you've been able to strike that balance since you've switched jobs? I guess probably harder beforehand.
Yeah,
but
I think I definitely like, I'll do like too much in one weekend, and then the next weekend I'll want to do nothing. So I feel like I like go too far to the extremes. I'm trying to like get more in the middle each time.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah, well, I've stayed in the same job the whole time, obviously, but I think just as I have been in the city more and in the role more and just, figuring out my own things.
Like, do you feel like your weekends are fairly consistent in terms of like how much social time you do and like?
It ranges. I think for the most part I am doing stuff, but then there might be a 2 or 3 weekend stretch where I'm not doing much. I was gonna say there was like a month-long period where I didn't go out in New York City, but that was because we went to Pittsburgh, I went to Harvard Yale, then it was Thanksgiving weekend. Oh, and that brings us to this weekend. And now I'm going out. So yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like you go through like little cycles, and but that's what keeps it fun.
And I think the balance is there for me. I think because as much as it sounds like I'm doing a ton, I'm young. I have the energy.
Yeah.
I'm only tired when, because I have to wake up early.
Your social battery is like impressive.
Yeah. But when it's not there, it's not there.
Fair.
That's why I call myself an ambivert. I think that's a mix of both. It's that's someone who's
an extroverted introvert,
and someone who's part extrovert, part introvert. And when I spoke about this with Shek on our episode, that's the word he used to describe himself. And I really think that is how I am. When I'm out, I'm out. But there's some times when I just don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
You can even ask my roommates. There's some times when literally I'll get home. They'll be like chilling on the couch, talking. I'm like, hey guys, eat dinner, up, boom.
Do they know when you're in those moods?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think at this point we've definitely figured each other. Okay, it's so funny. We've never actually spoke about this, and I'm gonna text Obi about that or talk to him about this after. When we first all moved in together and when we all started working, every day because he will always be home the earliest, every day we would get home from work, he would like ask me how my day was, which is such a wholesome thing. He was like, how was work today? Blah, 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 blah.
And you're like, I don't know.
And I think it got to the point where he realized, like, bro, like, I love you. I respect, I like that
that's sweet.
I appreciate you asking this. My answer is not going to change day to day. And usually I'm so like exhausted or tired from the work that like, I don't even want to
That's like in middle school where like your parents are like, how was your school day? And you're like, it was fine. And they were like, details? And you're like, I got
none. But I said what I was getting at is eventually he just stopped asking, and I really appreciated that he stopped asking.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you're like, I miss it.
No. Because again, I'm just like, and I know he cares, like he wants to ask and like have that sort of conversation. But some days I'm like, and they definitely have realized this, and I think we all like know each other's vibes now.
Yeah.
When I want to talk, I think they know. I'm like, I'm on the couch and chatty, blah blah blah. When I don't, I'm like in my room. And that's just kind of it. So
it's good having a roommate that
2 roommates. Shout out Grant and Obi, the best roommates that there ever were. But yeah, so we just have that little understanding of each other now. But yeah, back to balance. So yes, as much as I do a ton, there's times when I'm just so like
Yeah.
reclusive. Is that a word?
Sure.
Reclusive.
Recluse.
Just don't want to talk, just want to chill, just want to
Yeah.
vibe. Like, but when I'm out, I'm out. And I think that's
I'm
always my MO.
You just
So, yeah,
bounce around more.
Yeah, my battery might be a little more
Yeah.
higher powered, but when it's out, it's out.
Yeah.
And leave me the fuck alone.
It's important to have those like chill nights, just apartment, chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now transitioning to one of the topics of the day, Spotify Wrapped, which came out a couple days ago.
Did you post yours on Instagram?
I post mine on Instagram every year. Spotify Wrapped Day is one of my favorite holidays of the year, and I said holiday, it is a holiday. It is the only day that I will click through every single story on Instagram.
Do you judge people?
No, it's more curiosity. Like Ted Lasso said, be curious, not judgmental. So I don't click through to be like, what the fuck are you listening to?
Ted Lasso quote?
I just quoted Ted Lasso. It's one of my favorite scenes. Have you seen the show?
I have.
For anyone who remember the one where they're playing darts and he
balled out.
Yeah, what's the word? It's like when you act like you're not good at something and then someone tries to challenge you.
Yeah, he threw like an Uno reverse.
Yeah, exactly. And then you beat him. And then one of the lines he had in there was like, be curious, not judgmental.
As he threw like the last dart.
Exactly. And wins the game. And so, no, I click through every single story just to see what people are listening to. One of the segments that I do on the show is a song segment because I am just genuinely curious about what people listen to. I think it says a little bit about you, not a ton, but I just actually want to know. So I click through every single story. I'm like, ooh, who's similar, who's different? What song should I maybe be listening to? And so that's it. So I love Spotify.
I guess it's a good way to like find new artists.
Yeah, exactly. Spotify Wrapped Day. It's one of my favorite days of the year. But we're gonna go through our Spotify Wraps.
I'm embarrassed about one of them.
That's okay. I know what it is. So I'm gonna say it anyway. So if you don't say it, I'll say it.
I'll say it, but I need to give like the backstory of why. Let me pull it up.
Okay, yes.
I gotta find it.
If you want to give the context, fine. But yes. But I think it's a genius idea.
Okay.
And before we get into it, for anybody who is listening and they have they use Apple Music and they get their Apple Replay, please stop sharing that with the people. We don't want to see that. It's a bootleg version of Spotify Wrapped. Apple, I used to be the most staunch die on the hill that Apple Music was better than Spotify.
When did you switch?
This is my third full year on Spotify because I grew up and I saw the light and I saw which one is better, and it's not even it's very night and day. And so I just had to get that off my chest. Like Replay and Apple Music is trash. Spotify Wrapped is a phenomenal concept that Replay tries to copy. Gabby, please give us your Spotify Wrapped.
Okay. Number one, like many other people in the world, Taylor Swift.
Literally, she was the most listened to artist of the year.
Yeah, yes, insane. I mean, I think I was top 0.5%.
That's impressive.
I was up there.
For someone who's that listened to, that is impressive.
The reason why is I have like one of the playlists is just all of her songs, and whenever I'm working, I need something that like won't distract me, and so I just shuffle it.
Fair.
So I just like shuffle that one a lot when I'm like trying to like read something or whatever. Number 2 was Morgan Wallen. I went through like a big country phase in the summer. I feel like that's fine.
I think he was pretty popular. I think he was the most popular country artist.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Same type of vibe with him I like listening to when I'm like doing other stuff. Number 3 was Noah Kahan. This has been like a last month type of thing. He's fairly new. He's the guy that sings Stick Season.
That's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything for me unless you want to sing it. Noah.
Season of the Sticks and I. The fact that he's number 3 and I can't remember the words right now.
Yeah, I've never. Again,
he's really good, like kind of folk country vibes.
Okay, and again, put me on. I will listen.
Do you want me to play the song?
No, because there's like
I can sing again.
No, yeah, you sing. Don't play it.
Do you want me to sing again?
YouTube will take the video down.
Anyways,
play the song.
He has really like calming, really interesting lyrics. I like to listen to when I'm actually like have time to listen to the words.
Okay.
And his voice is very interesting.
Okay.
It's different. Number 4 is the one I'm embarrassed about. If I did post it on Instagram, which I didn't, I definitely would have covered this one.
That is one. Okay, sorry. No, you go first and then I'll.
You're anti that?
No, sorry. No, you finish. I don't want to interrupt.
Okay, so number 4 was the Jonas Brothers.
Which claim that. Own that.
I don't want to claim that.
Live your truth. If
I saw Jonas Brothers on someone else's, I'd be like, grow up.
Damn.
Okay, that was mean. But
What?
maybe not grow, but like, I don't know why. It just feels embarrassing.
I don't think it's that embarrassing. It's not that crazy. Live your truth. You saw them in concert.
Well, so that's why it's there, is I was going to their concert with my college roommate. Shout out Elizabeth.
Shout out Elizabeth.
Anyways, we planned this like a month in advance. We were like, this is going to be like our middle school dream. It'll be so fun. It
would be my 24-year-old dream. I love the Jonas Brothers.
They actually were a great performance.
I believe it.
Really fun night. But I like didn't know any of their new stuff. Like I knew all of the old like from their TV show and like, you know. And so I just like binge listened to it for like 2 weeks straight and it made it on the top 5. And I don't think I've listened to them since the concert. But like I liked it. I really liked the concert. It was great. They sounded good.
I don't know if you think a 2-week binge would get it in your top 5 as your number 3 artist?
I'm telling you, 4? For 2 weeks straight at work, I just shuffled their like concert playlist.
All right. If you say so.
That's a lot of minutes of listening.
Okay. Sorry, keep.
Anyways, I also you have to remember like my top 1 was like definitely 90% of my music, and the rest are like fringe people. What
were your minutes?
I don't know. I can click through it. Number 5 was Adele.
Okay.
Also kind of respectable.
That's very respectable. I love Adele.
Who do you think won, me versus you, for minutes?
One, it's not a contest, okay?
Okay.
It's so funny because I had shout out one of my colleagues, shout out Ava. I literally put my Spotify rap, like when I put on my story, she responds, she's like, I crushed you in minutes. I was like, it's not a contest.
Everything's
She had over 100,000 minutes, which is just insane.
I don't even know how I see my minutes. Why is this thing?
You just gotta screenshot this page, which is what I do every year, and then it shows the minutes.
You got it. I'm clearly an amateur. Okay. Minutes, I'm close to 39,000.
Okay. And again,
did you crush me?
I'm not crushing you because...
Did you beat me?
Well, I had more than you. I'm not going to say I beat you. Like, what is the contest? I had more minutes listened, yes.
How many minutes?
58,000. Wow. Which is cool. Some people had a lot more. Some people had a lot less. Like, it's not a contest. But I mean, that's...
Wait, so who are your top?
Yeah, hold on. I'll say it in 1 second. But no, I think that's a respectable list.
Thank you.
The whole people crossing parts out of their rap when they put on their story.
You don't like it?
I fucking hate it.
Is there anyone that
I would cross out? Because one, I'm like,
that you think makes sense that they cross out?
In my mind, if you cross someone out, it's like Kanye West, Chris Brown.
I was gonna say if they're like
Tory Lanez, R. Kelly, those types of people who are canceled. That's one bucket, or people you're embarrassed by. But again, live your truth. If it's who you listen to, that's who you listen to.
The Jonas Brothers.
You listen to the Jonas Brothers, and there's nothing wrong with the fact that you listen to the Jonas Brothers.
Tell people that.
Well, yeah. So cross it, like put it all out there.
I get it. Put it up there. If you're gonna post it, post it.
Yeah. Why are you crossing shit out?
I just didn't post it.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm
exactly.
Embarrassed.
And then you said it all on here. Mine. Top artist was Drake, which shocked me. I think Drake is the best hit maker of our generation. Period. I'm a Drake fan.
Over decades too.
Yes, his longevity is next to none. He has been doing this for a long time. Every time he puts out an album, bunch of bangers, top of the charts. He has some record of the most #1 singles on Billboard, whatever. So I'm saying all that to say I like Drake. I'm not a Drake hater. I've never had him be #1, so I was just surprised, and it was interesting because the whole apartment, me and my 2 roommates, all had Drake as our #1. So I was.
You must be playing it on the speaker at home then.
Not even. Well, when I think about it, this again gets back to the point of Drake being the best hitmaker ever. He has bangers for days.
Yeah.
It's actually insane when you think about it. I saw him in concert in 2017. Whatever year he went on tour with either the Future or the Migos, either one. This was at least 5-6 years ago. The show was 2.5 hours long. Every single song was a hit, was a banger that the whole crowd knew word for word. He could do a show from songs that he's put out just since then and do the exact same thing. So when it comes
to... You should do an Eras tour.
And what's that?
That's Taylor Swift's tour, where she's like doing a couple songs from each.
So apparently album. This last tour that he was on, which I didn't go to, he's going back on tour, was more of a throwback tour. He just did that. So yeah, I like Drake, but I was just surprised that he was #1. J. Cole has always been my #1.
Yeah.
He wasn't even my top 5 this year, which I didn't know how to feel about it. He's still my guy, but like he just Was in my top 5. But the rest of the list. Number 2 is Davido, who is a Nigerian artist, Afrobeats. Number 3, Ashake, who's also Nigerian Afrobeats artist. Number 4, Kanye West. He's always in my. I love Kanye. Like, he might be doing.
Kanye also loves Kanye.
He does love Kanye. I'm a big separate the art from the artist person. Like, you can be as an individual or whatever, but the art you put out, unquestionable. It's great. I'm gonna listen. The clothes I'm gonna buy. Like, that's simple. And number 5 was Burna Boy. So 3 Afrobeats, 2 rappers, and that's pretty on brand. Rap was my top.
Yeah, I feel like you don't diversify a lot in like listening to other genres, which is fine.
No, but that's not true though.
No,
that's not true. Because I actually
you have 2 genres in your top 5.
So yes, and okay, and I've thought about this because I do listen to a whole range of things, but when it comes to the go-to dominant ones, it's gonna be rap and Afrobeat.
Your majority.
But my country playlist gets a lot of burn. My Disney playlist gets a lot of burn.
Disney playlist.
I have a
favorite Disney song.
It's a High School Musical song every day. Simple. I love High School Musical, and I'm not ashamed of it. I live my truth.
Unlike me, is that what you're coming
unlike
at?
you, yeah. Even in Pittsburgh, what was the Welcome to the Black Parade?
Oh,
when I tell you, I've listened to that song maybe 5 times a day
like
for the last month. And no, it's not. It's like 5 minutes.
It feels long.
It feels long. So no, basically I diversify, but obviously if you see if there was like a chart, it'll be like very little for a lot. And then the 2 that
I need to send you my playlist of that type of music. I have a whole playlist.
Please do. So yeah, no, I do think I do a good job of diversifying my music taste, but at the end of the day, I'm going to have my go-tos.
Yeah, super fair.
What are your thoughts on when people say that their rap is not accurate? Do you think that's just them, again, being in denial? Or is there any chance that the Spotify algorithm actually fucks up some people's?
No, I think the algorithm's right. I think a lot of the times it's like, oh, maybe in like January, February of that year, you were on a different kick type of thing versus like more recent. I think that's what, there's no way the algorithm's wrong.
Exactly. Numbers don't lie. There might have been a 2-week stretch where you listen to Jonas Brothers every week leading up to the concert.
do that.
And you might have forgot about that, but I don't actually
I was shocked when I saw them. I was.
When you saw them all on your list?
Yeah, I was like, that's not right. But I was like, no, I guess I did like really crush that album.
Yeah, fair enough. And what was your top song?
I think it was August by Taylor Swift. Like all my top songs, again, because like I shuffle that stuff all the time. Top songs, number 1 was August. Number 2 was Cruel Summer.
Is that also Taylor Swift song?
It's also Taylor Swift.
Which, again, I'm not mad at.
My top 5 were Taylor Swift songs.
All 5 were Taylor Swift songs?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Wow. That's impressive.
Was like, I mean, I went to her concert in June. And so, especially leading up to the concert, I was like, I need to listen. And then after that, I was like, I love it even more.
My top songs, first was Lonely at the Top, which is... No, it's a really good song. It's by the 3rd artist on my list.
No, I feel like it's just ironic that that's the.
It's a yeah. 2 is Unavailable. 3 Extra Cool. 4 It's Plenty. So 4 Afrobeat songs, and then 5 Freestyle, which is a rap song.
Right.
And it's funny because Tammy had me die. I put it on my story. He responded. He was like, "The most predictable, bro." I was like, "Yeah." So again, I'm not mad. Whatever basic is, I don't care. I like what I like. I listen to everything.
Agreed.
It came out. None of it surprised me.
I feel like you listen to music that makes you happy and you want to listen to in the moment, and like, it's your choice, man.
Yeah, really quick, or not even quick. As much time as you want. Because Taylor, I had someone come on here who went to the Beyonce concert and she spoke about that.
Ugh,
what was the Taylor Swift concert experience like?
It was incredible. I think the most impressive thing.
Yeah, explain it to me. What is her draw? And I like her music, but I've never been like a whoa. So from your perspective, talk about the concert, and
I will also say
try to explain what you think she means to so many people.
I didn't listen to Taylor Swift that much growing up. Mm-hmm. Like I wasn't one of those people that like went to her like tours in middle school and stuff like that. Like I mostly started listening in college. I think she's just super impressive in her range of like her old country stuff and then her more pop stuff and then her like folk type of vibe. I really like her lyrics. I think her music is just like easy to listen to. But the concert was so impressive because it was literally 3 hours of her dancing, singing, so many different songs. Like, that thing was a workout. I mean, I was standing and I was like, my legs are tired, and she's like running around up there. So I think like the actual concert was just impressive in that it was like a whole spectacle. Like the dancers, the outfits, like that was mind blowing. I think in terms of like her voice and stuff, like, I mean, obviously she's really talented. I don't think it like blows my mind like a Beyonce type of voice, but like, I just think her music is like fun and easy to listen to, and like a lot of it has really cool meaning, and I don't know. I just love her. Did I convince you?
Well, I don't need convincing. Again, I'm not the only time I spoke about this on another episode. I'm not a Taylor hater. I can't wait for her and Travis Kelce to break up and go. Like, I don't think it's gonna last. It's annoying, but whatever.
I really like football, so like I get that.
Yeah. So I'm just literally trying to understand, because here she is. Like,
I mean, right now
some levels of superstardom. Yeah. They're so like unbelievable that I'm just trying to understand how she is.
Well, I think of like the age range that she like attracts.
A wide range though, right?
Super wide
range. But it's also for her fans or something else on Twitter.
There's a lot of crazies.
Fuck, I wish I screenshotted this tweet. It was a tweet of her. I think she was in her house or something. Just a picture of her, and one of her fan accounts tweeted how, oh my God, you can tell she actually lives there and she doesn't. Like, some celebrities, you see that their houses and you can tell they don't live there, blah, blah, blah. And someone quote tweeted and they were like, she wouldn't care if you died. And I was like, yeah, that's real. Because her fans are a different type of.
There was one time she was at the Target in Tribeca and there were like literally 1,000 people crowding around the Target.
Right across from old office.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I met Grant. Wow, that's kind of cool.
Could have met Taylor.
I could have met Taylor. But yeah, no, so that's the thing where the fans, which I guess to get to that level, like, I'm not even mad at it. If Go With The Flow is at the point one day where my friends are looking at my house and saying how lived in it looks like,
well,
that would be cool. Actually, no, I don't want friends.
I was gonna say that's she like can't have a normal life.
Yeah.
Another thing I like about her is she does a lot of like those like Easter egg type of. She'll give hints to like when things are being released.
What's the thing about the all black?
What?
The black dress, black something. So you're not even dialed in.
I'm telling you, I'm not like the craziest Swiftie.
Because I follow this one.
Like, I like her, but
this one, one of the Barstool girls, like Kelly something, and
is this like a recent thing?
Yeah, she's like a big Swiftie, and there was like one thing where her parents wore black to the concert. Two of her friends wore black, and apparently was supposed to signify. So one, I hate how I sound stupid right now. I hate that I'm even saying this, but this.
Well, there was one thing on Twitter, I don't know, like a week or so ago, that people thought that she was giving hints that she was gonna like release some like TV version of some. I don't even know what it was, but they were like guessing this, and then like the day came and she didn't, and they were like, "Oh, we were wrong." So I think so many times people like dig in too much to stuff, but that's because she like does all these fun Easter egg things.
Would you ever want to be famous?
I mean, yes, but not to the point where like you can't live a normal life. Somewhat normal. Like, I feel like it sucks that like every time she like walks in and out of somewhere, like there's paparazzi in her face, there are people following her. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and actually, no, there's a way more extensive conversation I would want to get into that we don't bless you. We don't have time for. Bless you. Because based off the David. I'm done with you. Based off the David Beckham documentary, but we don't have time for it. Where I just want to get into like fame. Was it hard?
Did you see the clip? Oh wait, that wasn't David Beckham.
Which one?
Who was the famous? Was it a soccer player where the wife was saying a story?
That was David Beckham. Where she was saying that was the hilarious clip. Where she was saying she grew up
tell
like
the truth.
Middle class. He is like, tell the truth. What car did your dad drive you to school in? Or Rolls Royce? And then he closes the door. Yeah.
There are some memes from that are so good.
Amazing. Yes. Yes, I agree. But we don't have time to get into that. But so, would you want to be famous? Sorry.
I think I'd rather be just like rich but not famous.
Yeah, if I had to pick either or, definitely rich, not famous. And the people who have it the best, like you look at the majority of sports team owners who are just average Joes who are billionaires, obviously. Yeah. And unless
people don't like recognize
unless you're like a Mark Cuban or a Jerry Jones who like makes it a point to be the face of the team, although Mark Cuban just sold the team. Unless you're that person, you can't name 95% and you can't recognize them walking down the street, which
dream.
I think is the dream.
Agree.
To have that level of money, but no one knows who you are, that I think is ideal.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
So you don't want people like critiquing what you do and just like getting in the way of like enjoying what you have.
And seeing how lived in my house is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like a messy,
weird.
like could you imagine being messy?
Well, I mean, no.
Which Kevin O'Toole he's supposed to come back on the podcast. I need to text him actually.
That picture is sick.
Yes. We'll obviously talk about that. So he's probably not going to listen to this, but I will text him. So we'll
send him the clip.
Yeah, because I would need, and Malik also, because they both played against me, which is just insane.
So cool.
Insane. But imagine being one of like a Taylor Swift, a Messi, a Ronaldo, you name it, major celebrity, where you literally
worldwide
can't exist. Anywhere you go in the world, people know who you are. You can't just operate like a regular person.
Yeah.
That's got to be exhausting.
For sure.
So as much as I would like this podcast to be successful, I don't even want that.
Rich, not famous.
Yeah. Or rich, slight fame.
Very slight.
Where you go places, people recognize you, but they don't interrupt you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't swarm around you. That's what I'm manifesting for myself and for you too. Minus the...
Maybe we'll get there.
Maybe we'll get there. Boom. First of all, it's already flown by. We only have 7 minutes left, Gabby.
Okay.
I know. Where did the time go?
Hard-hitting questions now.
I don't have any hard-hitting questions lined up for you. What is your biggest fear? I'm kidding. You don't have to answer that. I'm joking. Don't answer that. Beli, really quickly.
Yeah. I got that.
I'm curious about your Beli Wrapped. Beli is a great app. You're able to rank restaurants that you've been to and rank restaurants that you want to go to. Where there's overlap with friends and people you follow, it lets you know, so you can like, oh, we both want to try this out, we should go. I love the app. I've gotten into it over the last month. And
the last month?
No, literally very recently, over the last month. And
I don't think we're friends. You should friend me.
I will friend you. You sound 85. You should friend me. Sorry. No, okay. But
isn't it friend me? Follow me?
Follow me, friend me? I don't know. It just sounds
Send
funny.
a friend request?
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyways.
Although now that I'm opening the app, I can't find my Beli.
I can do mine.
Yeah, do yours.
Most of mine were like the Italian places because I did go through a phase where I wanted to hit all of those like big Italian names and see if they were like worth the hype.
Okay.
Most of them weren't.
Okay.
Some of them were. My number one was Via Carota.
Okay.
Taylor Swift has been there. She's been spotted there.
Of course she has.
Anyways, so at my old job, one of my coworkers and we would like get like 10 p.m. reservations at like the hard to get reservation places on like a Wednesday just to go and test it out. She's a big foodie too.
Nice.
Via Carota was
Is
like
this Tara?
Yeah.
Tara, my bad.
Come on, there's
Sorry,
2
Tara.
A's.
That's on me.
I'll make sure she listens to this. Via Carota was like the one where I was like, this Italian food like compares to Italy, like actually was worth the hype. Don Angie, similar vibe. Coat.
How is that? I've heard
so good.
Okay. No, sorry. Carry on.
Sorry.
No, go.
I got distracted when the camera came out.
Coat,
I was like, do you want me to post?
I've heard good things about Coat.
So Coat, you can do like the butcher's block or whatever it is. It's kind of like you pay $65 or something and you get like 8 different cuts of meat. Really, really good.
Okay.
We should do that.
We should.
It's fun. Same type of thing where you can like probably get like a 10 p.m. reservation and go, but like you're not going to be able to get like a prime time really.
Fair.
And then I had 2 other Italian places, Carbone and Isodi.
Okay.
Which were both like, I went once, they were really, really good. Like, especially the dish that they're known for, like the spicy rig. Isodi has like this fancy, like 10-layer lasagna.
Wow.
But not necessarily places that I like need to go back. Coat, I really want to go back.
Go back. Yeah, Coat, I should add it to my, I'll add it to my list.
Yeah, favorite that.
My top 5, and you're going to die at the second one. First one, actually, you were there when we went to this one. The Woo.
That was number 1?
I loved it so much.
It was really good.
I loved it. This was where I went for my birthday dinner. I loved it. It's a Korean barbecue spot in
very good.
Southfield.
Also, like good price for the amount of food we got.
Amount of food you got.
Very
good
reasonable.
vibes. Yeah, so the Woo, I love the Woo.
The sake was good.
Can you guess what? Is it sake? Sake.
David and I did some damage on the sake.
Number 2. Can you guess what number 2 is?
Yes.
Based off the trip we went on 3 weeks ago.
Oh my God, it's the place where we got the chicken and waffles.
Tupelo Honey Southern Kitchen and Bar in
Folarin
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
talked about this place for like a year.
I literally,
And then he got 2 plates.
When we went to Pittsburgh last year, I went. It changed my life, and I dreamt about it every day until we went back again. And I ordered 2 plates. The
chef came on
he literally
out.
came out, and he was like, "Who is ordering 2 plates of this?" Which
he definitely expected like a really big dude, and then
it
it's
was
you,
just
and he's
me.
like, "You're eating this?"
And then I finished it before anyone else even finished their food. So Tupelo honey, phenomenal.
Was delicious. I should rank that one. That one was really
phenomenal chicken and waffles. The best I've ever had in my life.
Agreed.
3, which some people have very mixed opinions on this restaurant, but Fogo de Chao.
Sorry. That is not a top 5 restaurant.
I just really like.
I think they're going out of business.
I like meat. Pause. But it's just something that I think is really good. I loved it. The unlimited meat. I just really like it.
Okay.
So number 4 is Wela, which is a Thai spot
Okay.
in Bowery. Really good. And number 5 is Lagos, which is a Nigerian restaurant in Times Square.
Sweet.
So that's my top 5.
Okay, the only one I'm really judging you about is Fogo de Chao.
What's wrong with it?
It's just not like
I like the
a
food.
high quality restaurant.
That's okay. I like the meat.
Okay.
The unlimited amounts.
I gotta take you to cook.
I like the stop and go. I just like the concept
That's fair.
of like flip it, blah blah blah. So that's my top 5.
Okay. Okay.
And now the way we'll end, the same way I end every single episode, is
My
the
list.
song. I need a name for this segment, but I have my guests come with 5 songs to describe who they are as a person, open for interpretation. First time you came on the show, I didn't do this yet, so this is my first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I did this
so.
yet. So this is my first time hearing your list. Gaby, Hamburger, please
put some
close
thought-
us out
I
with your
put
5
some
songs.
thought into this.
Say the song and
Slash-
say why.
I texted my sister and was like,
Oh
help.
my God.
I'm not creative with things like this. Okay, anyways, the first 2 songs are about like, you know, independent, strong woman, don't need no man
Okay.
vibes, you know?
Okay.
First one was Truth Hurts by Lizzo.
Okay.
Just a banger. My sister and I used to like listen to this song way too much when we were like getting hyped up for something. I don't know. It's a good song. Flowers by Miley Cyrus, a
Good
new
song.
one.
That was the most listened to song of the year globally.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it was really hot for like a couple weeks and then I like didn't
That song,
hear it again.
I like that song.
Good song.
It's a good song.
Good song, good message.
Yeah. Oh, there's a
Um,
message. I like it for this. I didn't know there was a message.
I can buy myself flowers.
I give my. That's on me. I should have. I just never thought about the lyrics. Write my name in the sand. Okay.
Talk to myself for hours. I
Oh,
can't
so,
sing.
oh,
I'm not
like she
gonna- I'm
doesn't
not
need
gonna even try.
nobody. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course there's a message. Anyways.
Yeah.
Then I wanted a Zach Brown Band song because they're my favorite concert I've ever been to. I've seen them twice. So talented musically.
Did they sing "I Will Wait" or is that a different group? Never
Uh,
mind. Keep going. Let me Google.
Chicken Fried is the song I put.
A
You know
little
I
bit
like
of chicken
chicken
fried,
fried,
a cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit you. First time,
Because it's like about being like chill and like just having a beer and
you know, what's so
you
funny.
know.
I guess I just never think about meanings behind songs like that because again, I've never
just
thought
like
about.
chill, fun vibes. And I just like love that band. That's not
Oh.
like they're like,
I Will Wait is Mumford and Sons.
yeah, I was gonna say, I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
so.
Oops.
Okay, then I had to do a Broadway song because I love Broadway.
Okay.
Listen to a lot of Broadway. I picked a Hamilton song, which isn't my favorite
Okay.
musical, but it's called Wait For It. Aaron Burr sings it, which like he's kind of the like enemy in the story, but this song is all about like him being patient for his time to shine and like win and be the guy, and it's all about just like patience of like letting those things happen and not trying to like force them too soon.
That is, I love
It's a
that. I
great
love that that's your
message.
last song because I love that.
Wait, I had
message.
one more, but
And-
we can just end
wait,
on that.
Oh, was that 4?
Yeah, that was 4.
Oh, my bad. Oops, sorry.
But that's a really good
That is
one.
a no. But I'll say something about. Sorry,
I just
say-
had a Taylor Swift song next.
Which is say.
It's called The Best Day, and it's about like her and her mom. And
Okay.
I love my family, so
But the 4th message of that song, I think that's the ideal message of like your time will come. You
Yes.
gotta wait. I think
you
that
have to listen to this
that
song.
is
It's
probably my
like
biggest struggle with everything. Is like
Yeah.
I want everything now, but it's like no, there's beauty in the journey. Ooh, actually, I'll end with this. I heard, I went, whatever. I was at something. Someone was giving a speech. I'm keeping it broad because I kind of have to.
yeah.
And in the speech, the guy said, people, or he was quoting someone, but he was like, people usually talk about the destination or the journey, but it's actually about the company along the way. And I just love that. But I think it's a combo
It's like
of
me
the
and
company and
you.
the journey. And so I
Yeah.
love that. I love
It's a
that
great message. I'll
Yeah.
send you the song. It's awesome.
Amazing. Amazing. This was, as I expected, a great episode.
Flew by.
Honestly, whenever I don't have people to come on, you'll be a recurring guest on the show.
Do you want me to be the co-host?
That's not what I said. Maybe, maybe
Because I say yes.
Maybe potentially we could get there. But no, this was a great episode. Always great speaking with you, Gaby Hamburger. Her last name is Hamburger, like the food.
It is.
But yeah, no. Do you have any final words for the people?
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And
Go listen.
My final words, listen, like, subscribe. Fuck, I should have said that at the start. Whatever. Listen, like, subscribe. If you're still listening this far in, you're probably not, but that's okay. And my message for you is just patience. Wait on things. Your time will come. Go with the flow, and you will enjoy the journey and the grind, because when you reach the mountaintop, it'll be inspiring. Okay. This has been another episode of Go with the Flow. Thank you for listening.